There's a few narratives in crypto that are just completely having their own alt season. One of those right now is the AI narrative. In this video, I'm going to go over the few projects that are leading the charge, where the liquidity is flowing, why these projects have been moving to the upside, but most importantly, where could the liquidity flow next? We've literally seen it cycle to the next project over the last 3 to 4 weeks. There's a new project in the AI sector that catches waves on social media and really starts to move on the charts. What could be next? We will talk about that in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Always, be sure to drop down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more. Every single day here on In the Game, we have you covered top to bottom, everything you need to win in the crypto markets. And if you've been following along the channel recently, you should definitely be winning with the basket of altcoins we have been holding. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors. Today, I want to shout out Blowfin. We are hosting the World Series of Trading alongside Blowfin. You can join down below and compete for your shot at $5 million. I don't think I need to say too much more than that. If you're a trader and you want to take your stab at $5 million, there's a link down below in the description for Blowfin. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video, guys. As mentioned, so the AI sector has been doing very well. Right now, Bitcoin is kind of in this middle ground. We got up to that $78,000 level. It looked like we might break back through that 80K level, but we did not end up getting there. We saw Hyperliquid hit new all-time highs. We see VVV, which hit over $20. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But when we're looking across the board, one thing I want to point out is this cycle, we've been really harping in on the fact that I think you need to be focusing on the altcoins that are in the attention sphere, the ones that are relevant, pushing updates in the top niches. You don't need to hold, from top to bottom, XRP, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum. Gone are the days of 2021, 2022, 2023, where you can feel like, okay, I'll get exposure to crypto just through all these random top level altcoins and we'll be okay. I think that, that time is extinct. We look at the charts, we see Cardano's in the red over all three timelines. We see stuff like, when you go down here, Sui's red on all three timelines. Even stuff, that has been considered top altcoins in the past. Avalanche is down on the monthly and hardly up on the 7-day timeline. So a lot of these coins that used to be extremely relevant just haven't caught pumps. And that's because we are in this attention sphere where we're seeing things like AI. I think AI in crypto is the one thing that you cannot miss this cycle. AI and privacy really are the two things I think that have to be in your basket. And luckily, our favorite AI coins do cover part of that privacy layer. We see here Venice at $17. This thing's up 415% on the yearly charts. From the beginning of February, Bittensor Tau is up about 50% on the charts here, despite its ups and downs, despite some of the FUD that it went through. And we also see Near Protocol is up 90% over the month. And I thought that this tweet was just absolutely hilarious. If you bought Near 5 minutes ago, you have outperformed Ethereum over the last 5 years. And this is where I'm getting at is you just need to be in the ecosystems and the, sphere of projects that are getting that attention economy type of vibe. Like you go on crypto Twitter, and a lot of people used to be scared of this, where they're like, oh, everyone's saying Zcash is going to pump. Zcash then continues to rip and continues to rip. It happened with Venice. People thought it topped at $8-9, and then crypto Twitter hopped on it, and then it went up to $20. We saw stuff like Near Protocol up 90% over the course of the month. So right now, and it's happened in the stock market, like attention trades are really crushing it. A lot of people are getting hyped on peptide stocks and AI stocks and all this stuff. Like it is the exact same philosophy here. Moritz tweets here, it's been about a year since he had pivoted from crypto to stocks, but the three things coming back over to the crypto side that he's interested in are privacy, AI, and robotics. I completely agree. And how can you not whenever you see Venice hit $20 over this weekend? Like I said, if you had bought Near this month, you've literally outperformed Ethereum holders for the last 5 years. And Jesus, I agree completely. I think we might have this AI crypto summer where we're going to just see rotations from project to project, because we did see Bittensor have this run and then it kind of cooled off. We then saw Venice come through here around this $8 level, and it just said, you know what? It's time for the liquidity to hit Venice. And this thing's now sitting at an $800 million market cap at $17 a token. I bought this at $8 publicly on the channel. People called me top blasting that I was buying the top of this coin, and I really felt comfortable at the market cap. And now we're sitting here. I would not be surprised to see this eclipse $20 again over the course of this summer. And then we also see Near Protocol. I think this has so much upside, and Near actually overtook Bittensor as the #1 AI coin in the market. If we just go by market cap here, the #1 overall market cap coin for AI, Near Protocol, has retaken that slot. But I remain bullish on all three of these projects. And let me just run down why, and then I'll talk about where the liquidity could go. And I think the answer could shock you, considering I don't like this token. And it might be something that I could foresee happening. But right now, it's a wait and see for me, because it's a token I'm not a big fan of, but it has enough volume and listings and market share that it could be next to pump. So starting with Bittensor, they now have dynamic tau, which was actually activated yesterday. So now 67 of the subnets in the ecosystem are competing for real-time rewards instead of earning fixed rewards. The stake rotates instantly without unstaking delays, and emissions will increasingly flow to top performing subnets. It's one of the most important updates in the ecosystem. And then we obviously have conviction coming out, where the Bittensor subnet leaders have to stake their tokens long term to avoid what we saw with the Templar subnet just a couple of months back. And look, after this big pump, it's just kind of consolidating. And after this FUD, I completely see that. But if we see here, it's going to start grinding back upwards. I would not be surprised, like what Jesus points out here, to see $400 plus tau again over the course of this summer. That ecosystem has really never been this healthy. I think we've seen so much strength come in from Synth, Score, Zip Code, which is used to be Resi. We see Bitcast still pumping out tons of new updates and bullish progress. And I get a lot of questions about trading on Bittensor, and actually 0x Markets fills that void. So 0x Markets is powered by Bittensor, and it's a decentralized perp dex where you can trade Forex, crypto, commodities, up to 500x leverage. This is extremely interesting to me because it's also an APY play. You can earn over 100% APY by trading all of these different assets. You see here, 150.8% max APY. So this is a liquidity engine powered by Bittensor subnet number 35. You can deposit USDC on base chain to make it super easy, and then you can actually earn yield on this. So LP providers can generate that APY over 100%. And the exchange is actually going live at the end of this month. Any market on chain, Forex, currencies, commodities, crypto, and more. And once the exchange is live, you will earn a ton of rewards up front for the LP providers. And this actually goes to benefit the alpha holders of subnet 35. So you can see here the rundown of the visuals of the project. So this is another good one that I think is worth looking at, because a lot of people ask me, how's the easiest way to trade in and out of subnets or in the ecosystem, or are there perps on Bittensor? This is your project, subnet number 35. So I think definitely check it out. There's a link down below in the description as well if you would like to check out 0x Markets. Let's continue on to Near. So we do see Near Protocol. Here's my full thesis on Near. I believe it's insanely undervalued. Near Intense did 542,000 unique paying users in the last 30 days. That is insane for a crypto native project to be doing 500,000 unique paying users over the course of a month's time period. And they just shipped confidentiality extents. I'm going to say confidentiality, but confidential intents on Near just this last month. And this chart is one of the most important metrics for confidential intents. So you can see here, the TVL is continuing to grow here. Near Intents actually powers the privacy layer that is happening on Zcash. And I mean, Zcash is one of the absolute monster projects in the privacy space. So These swaps actually allow you to do private swaps. It's kind of like what Ansem said with Swiss banking, with Zcash. So this is what's powering that as far as the near intense ecosystem. And this is all verifiable. We can come over here and look at the fact that Near Intense is doing $19 billion in volume all time. They've done $92 million over the last day. That's so impressive right there. $500 million in volume over the last week. And you can see their generated fees. This has generated $33 million in fees. And some of this does go back to buybacks. You can see where this volume is coming from. And Zcash accounts for about 8.1% of these transactions. Bitcoin about 13.4%. And the largest one is simply just USDT in a privacy standpoint with Near Intent. So you can see why these networks are gaining so much adoption. With stuff like Venice, their API usage chart is just going absolutely parabolic. More users coming on every single day. They just hit 3 million active users. I think I saw something like there's been 7 million video prompts now generated across the platform. It's utilizing all the best LLM capabilities and technology from Claude and Gemini and Opus. And that leads me to what could be next. We go look at the charts and we just go look at the AI crypto sector. So we'll pull up the charts here and kind of roll through. So if we were to go to, let's just say, we'll just look through AI. So when we go to AI tokens here, there's one that, I absolutely think this token is not worth holding. Kind of like what we've seen with these random, L1s from last cycle, stuff like Avalanche and all this stuff. But one that is interesting to me for a pump perspective could be something like ICP. It sounds absolutely disgusting. I am not going to lie to you. And like I said, this is something I probably wouldn't hold long term. But at the same time, I really would not be shocked at all to see something like this that's doing $100 million in volume, even on red days, that is fully diluted, that has a diehard cult community, to maybe even catch a pump. And if we look at this yearly chart, like, it's pretty ugly. This thing had a huge run back in November from $3 to $8. I don't know why that couldn't happen again, especially on the back of all of this AI price action. So ICP is an interesting one, but one I'm maybe not willing to take the risk on. So take that with a grain of salt. I would not be shocked if liquidity moved here, but it is one that I might not even play myself. But the one I might actually jump in and play, whether it's on leverage or whatever the case is Render. So Render has long been termed one of those powerhouse AI projects, alongside stuff like Bittensor, Fetch, stuff like ICP, Venice, Near Protocol. This has always been mentioned in that light. And at a $1.2 billion market cap, this thing used to be about double the size of Venice. Venice has now grown to an $800 million market cap. So if this was to reprice in any certain way, this would reprice to the upside closer to about $1.5 billion market cap. That would be a pretty substantial move across the chart. This is quietly up 25% on the monthly time frame, but no one's really talking about this. We see on the weekly, it's up 25%. So that whole move is across the week, but this is not on crypto Twitter. Nobody is talking about the fact that, yes, Near Protocol is up 90% this month. We have Venice up 100% over the last 45 days. But slowly but surely, Render looks like it's just grinding to the upside and kind of doing its own repricing behind the scenes. So this is my strongest catch-up trade in the AI sector, and really was the point of making this video. I think AI coins are going to continue to run, continue to catch the bulk of the liquidity on the altcoin sector, alongside narratives like privacy with Zcash and alongside stuff like Hyperliquid. Those are really the only things you need to be worried about and invested in this time around. I say it in a lot of different videos, but you have to get to the modern state of crypto is not what we used to see, where you hold all these L1s and these old coins, or you really want to hope on, oh, this coin's going to hit its old all-time high because, well, logically it has to, right? Ethereum still hasn't hit new all-time highs. And like I said, these people who have invested in these tokens just in the last month are literally outperforming Ethereum holders for the last 5 years. Crypto has changed. And I really think all you need is these stable, set of altcoins in the AI, privacy, and perp deck section. And I think you're going to win this cycle. I say it a lot, but it is true. And I do think that from Tau to Venice to Near Protocol, I would not be surprised to see Render have a similar move and actually potentially push closer to that $3 mark, which would be another 33% to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at this point in time, guys. If you enjoyed the content today, and if you expect an AI summer, like the video down below and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.